Last month's 16-day partial government shutdown helped lower the nation's federal deficit for October. The Treasury says the government ran a $91 billion shortfall last month. That was about 25% lower than the deficit Uncle Sam racked up during the same month a year ago.
Now, one of the sticking points that led to that partial government shutdown, a losing effort by House Republicans to repeal a tax on medical devices. But chief executives of those device makers have picked up the fight, heading to the nation's capital today to tell lawmakers how the tax is hurting American businesses and jobs. Jane Wells has more.
End the shutdown!
End the shutdown!
The government shutdown may be over, but one fight in the middle of it is not.
But what are we doing by taxing medical devices?
A group of CEOs hit Capitol Hill this week to lobby for the repeal of a tax on medical devices they make, a 2.3% tax on everything from MRI machines to stents. The tax has also hit Myoscience, a Silicon Valley startup which created a device using cold to relieve pain or remove wrinkles. Sales should reach $10 million this year, but CEO Clint Carnell says most sales are overseas where there's no tax.
The device tax is on revenues, not profits.
That's the real beef here, that startups have to pay taxes on revenues before they're even profitable, and Myoscience won't be profitable for years, hence the trip to Washington.
The venture capital community for med devices really struggled the last couple of years, and it's not just the device tax, it's regulations, longer approval process. So a lot of the funding is coming from Europe, coming from Asia, and obviously when you have investors that are from those areas, they want you to commercialize, grow your company, even move it to those areas of the world.
While some claim medical device jobs are being shipped overseas in part because of the tax, Carnell says he is resisting the efforts of his foreign investors to relocate Myoscience headquarters outside the country. He's an American. He wants to keep it an American company. It's just going to cost him.
I think it's one of those that's getting kicked around like a political football, when in reality this is something we all should be able to really get around. It's an American issue. It's about innovation, creating world-class companies here, innovating new products, getting better patient care here in the United States, and exporting that to the rest of the world.
He and others lobbying for change don't believe the device tax will kill innovation. Just export at least some of it, or at least some of the devices, allowing foreigners to benefit from American technology before Americans do. For Nightly Business Report, Jane Wells, Washington.